Look, are you a real estate agent and you just can't seem to get over objections no matter what you say, what you do, what you hear? Well, look, you've clicked on the right video, and I'm actually going to show you exactly what you need to say and how to actually overcome any objection, but not just the most common objections. So then when it hits you, you know how to close a deal and you'll be an expert in sales. So let's get straight into it. This is how to overcome any objection that is thrown your way. So what are objections? Why do people have them? And what is it? Well, the definition according to the dictionary is that an objection is a feeling of disapproval or opposition or reason for disagreeing. So essentially it's a way of disagreeing. Now that might sound like a really negative word, and I know it can be, but I've got this little animation here. I don't know if you can see it, but this means a lot, okay? Now, why does it mean a lot? That's because this is what we call a smoke screen. Now, an objection, most objections are not real objections. Sales is all about the transfer of emotion, okay? The way people perceive us. That transfer of emotion says a lot. Now, humans, unfortunately, have this bias of not being rude to people's faces, okay? It's probably a good thing. But when we get into the sale, they might say something like, oh, look, I'll have a think about it, or look, it's just out of my budget, but I really do appreciate it. Now, those aren't really true. I'm going to get into that very soon. So this is what we call a smoke screen. So we want to dig deeper into what the real, true root cause of the problem is. So let's get into that. So this is exactly what you need to know. Alright, so here on the left is you, the real estate agent, and here on the right is the vendor, okay? The whole game of this is simply to have the right mindset. If you just had the right mindset, then I can guarantee that you will close 50% more deals than you probably are doing right now. Here as the agent, we're in our confidence, okay? A bubble of confidence, okay? Let's call this a bubble of confidence, okay? And this is our vendor, right? Potential vendor, potential appraisal turning into a listing, and he's in his bubble of doubt, okay? So we've got a bubble of confidence and bubble of doubt. So these two aren't hitting each other yet. There's only two ways that this can happen, right? Either the sale goes one way or goes the other way. Either the real estate agent sells them and helps them out, or the other way, and the vendor simply doesn't accept the offer and the agent does make the sale. So let's say that we're the vendor and we're just pushing questions this way, pushing questions that way. The real estate agent's going to go, oh, well, you know what, maybe that is true, or maybe it's not the right time, and he's thinking in his head, it's not the right time to put, the property on the sale. And sooner enough, he is going to go onto the side of his doubt, and he's going to come right with him, and he's going to go straight into there with him, his box of doubt, okay? That's not what we want, all right? What we want is vendors will be giving doubt. I think that your commission is just too expensive, and then we say, yep, hey, look, Mr. and Mrs. Vendor, I completely understand where you're coming from, but look, I am the top agent in this area, and I do have a lot of experience, and there's no doubt that I'll get you the price that you're looking for if you want to go with me, and that's what you're doing. You're guaranteeing that you're going to get the price that you want for this house at a reasonable price, obviously. But the point is that you're getting all these doubts that are flying, right? All these doubts that are flying his way. Oh, price, expensive, this, that, right? And you're not having it, right? You're actually making them come to your side, right? Because if that's the case, you're gonna hop over and say, oh, well, yeah, you're right. Look, I was just trying to help you out. I didn't want it to, make it too expensive. Look, I'll come down on my price. You never come down on your prices, right? You either give more value, but you never come down on your prices. Simple. Never. And here's the exact objections that we're going to come across. So price, obviously a huge one. I need to think about it. Oh man, how many times have you heard that? I want to look at the other agents first, timing the market, and I think my house is worth more. So these are just the ones that I hear the most, but I'm going to teach you how to overcome any of them, okay? So this is overcoming price, okay? Very common objection. So they might say, look, I just think your commission is just a little bit too expensive. I can't really afford it at the moment. But they've come to you and they've sat down for a reason. They've got a problem. They've got an issue. Now, they are on one side, okay? They're not so happy, and they want to get to this side, which is very happy, okay? Now, to get to there, they've got to cross a bridge, right? So you've got one side sad, and the other side happy. The only way that they're going to cross that bridge is you, and you are that solution. Okay, they need to sell their house at a good price. That's what you're there for. So you're going to say this, well, I understand where you're coming from, but tell me what's more important, saving money and not guaranteeing a sale, or paying that little bit extra and getting 100% sure that you have confidence in selling your home. Right? Simple as that. And they'll say, yeah, well, I want to get my house sold at a fair price. Exactly. So would there be any reason you couldn't make a decision now? And they say, well, no. Okay, then let's do this. No, if not, you're going to go to any other objections. So they might say, well, look, let me just think about it. What does that mean? Let me just think about it. When you know who you want to go with, when you go to the store, you don't need to think about buying the same brand of bread or milk. You just buy it. There's nothing to think about. Of course, this is a lot different. Alright, a house is the biggest investment you're going to make in your whole entire life. That's a big thing. And selling it's another thing. But to that I say this. Sure. What do you need to think about? Or more politely, I understand. Yeah, tell me, what would you like to think about? Now this is cutting directly into the direct cause, alright? Like I was saying before, you've got the root of the problem, right? So it's like this big plant, and it's like this, the root cause of the problem, okay? And you just need to get into the root. What is this root cause, okay? So it's going to be a couple of these, right? Because this is what we call a smoke screen. Do you remember how before I said this smoke screen? This is what most of your objections are going to be. They're not going to be real objections. Alright? They're just smoke screens. Okay. So, it's either going to be they think your price of commission may be too high. Maybe they're still concerned that it's not the right time to sell. Or maybe they want to look into the future, or want to look further down the road because they're not sold on you. Like, if they knew that they 100% knew that you were the person to get them that price, and you were 100% sure that they could sell your home without a doubt because they have the right people, the great marketing, the great buyers, they do everything. There's no doubt in their mind that they know that they would be able to get with you. Okay? So you're going to say, okay, sure, what do you need to think about? Price? Okay, we've already talked about price. Not the right time to sell? Okay, we're going to get into that. And not sold on yourself. You need to make, if they knew that they could sell their house, and the vendors knew that, man, I'd sign the paper right there. But they don't yet. So there's still some loose ends that haven't been tied up that you need to get. And that's where most objections come from. So this is the customer or the vendor doing the appraisal that just wants to shop around. They don't actually believe that you're the agent that can actually solve their problem of selling their house and having a great experience. So you're going to say this, well, let's role play for a second. Okay, look, I'm going to look at some other agents first. I know you might have some concerns about my experience, and this is for the new agent. While I am a new agent, I've passed my estate agent's license or completed my education, and that's allowed me to be in this professional industry. Now, I'm constantly learning and have a supportive team around me. Tell me, what specific experience were you looking for? And they typically will say something like, someone that's sold more houses, finding their top agent, right? And has been in the industry for a certain amount of time, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. You don't know what they want, but they'll tell you. And say, look, I understand, well, someone with that experience isn't here in front of you. I am here, ready, and willing to provide you with the best service and accomplish your goals. Now, can we move further together on this? And they say, yeah. If you have that confidence in yourself, that's all that matters, okay? Of course, the timing of the market. And this is something that is a very touchy subject, I believe, because it's never a good time to really sell. It's never a really good time to sell, right? No matter what, even if to buy, even if it's to purchase an investment, it's never really perfect, is it? So you're going to say, I understand why you might feel that way. The timing of the purchase is obviously important. Like, tell me why you think now isn't the right time, okay? Oh, you know, prices drop, interest rates might improve later, which is a valid point. Right, those are valid concerns. However, it's important to remember that the timing, the perfect market is extremely difficult. What matters most is finding the right home and securing it while it's available. Okay, so selling the house and then also finding them a new one. But the right home in the right location is more of a suitable investment. But what if the prices don't drop? What if they don't improve? Which is very true. So you might say that. If prices drop, the value of your home that you buy today might fluctuate, but real estate agents tend to appreciate over time, right? Real estate always appreciates. Everyone knows that, right? And refinancing is always an option. The important thing is find you a home that suits you right now. Okay? So you want to make that swap, you sell them, and you help the buyer. So I completely understand, look at some data in the current market trends, and look, let's look at it together. I mean, what is going on in the market right now? So that they can make a rash decision, and you make it sound good in their head. Okay? Right, it's never going to be perfect. You can't control the market, but what we can do is look what's here, look at our options, and play the cards that we've been dealt. Simple one. When the vendor is saying this to you, this is what you can say, right? I know you've been there when they've been saying to you, oh look, I know what my house is worth. Okay, we've done the research. Look, the one down the block sold for $1 million. Why is it now $1 million? Say, well, look, I understand your concern, and it's a common worry. However, the importance is to remember, while we can't control the market, we can interpret it and take action strategically, right, to get you that successful sale. So what can we do that's in our favor, right? What can we do that the cards we've been dealt? Well, despite those market fluctuations, there's always ways to enhance your property's appeal, which is obviously those recommendations, right? Staging, obviously massive. Highlighting any upgrades, any renovations, giving a new coat of paint. And they say, well, that makes sense. So you're saying we can still make a good sale even if the market is ideal? Of course, exactly. So we can't change the market conditions, but what we can control is your property and the way it's presented, which is essentially the real estate agent's job, is to present it the best and making sure that that's presented as best as humanly possible. So let's work together and make most of the current situation, okay? So those are the common objections. Now I want to go back here and really iterate on something, okay? So most objections that you're going to get is what's called this smoke screen, right? I'm going to say this a lot in this video, but it's so true. The smoke screen is just not the root cause of the problem. Why we call it the smoke screen is simply because it's avoiding the real answer to what they're saying. If you look back at what I just said, all of them is covering up something. It's too expensive, commission's too expensive, not the right time. They're avoiding something because they just want to use it as an excuse, a gateway out of the conversation, so they don't have to put the time and emotional baggage into this, because they don't know that this is the right decision for them, and you have to help them. It's the point of a sale. Now, I really want to iterate. I want to iterate something. Is that if you use these exact scripts, okay, you will not make this sale. You cannot, I warn you, you cannot use this word for word. you have to put this in your own language, your own what's called lexicon. We talk in different ways because only us are unique. We can only be one version of ourselves. There's only one version of me. There's only one version of you. There's only one version of Ryan Serhan. There's only one version of Tom Panos. And they speak in their own language. Your mum, your dad, your sister, your brother, they all speak in their own language, okay? And you have to put it in there. And then you got to rehearse it, okay? Every single day, you need to rehearse, drill, practice. This must be fresh in your mind every single day, no matter what, okay? You can't make excuses, and you need to have this somewhere where it's easy to find, and you need to make a version of this for you in your own language. Take the time to write it down. If you end this video, I will send you a complete copy of this with all information. Just comment the word objections. I'll send it to you, and after that, I want you, please, if you do get a copy of this, you need to put this in your own language. And you need to have the confidence that what you're saying is correct, because that's that transfer of energy. If you're, well, look, the market isn't, like, you see just the emotion. We're like, sir, I know the market isn't the best, but what we can do is make the best for your sale, no matter the conditions. And here's how we're going to do it. It's a very difference in a dynamic of the conversation. So always be confident, and the way confidence comes from is from rehearsing. So rehearse. Look, there's going to be a link in my description. You don't have to click on it, but it'll help you exactly with the same thing, get you more leads. So you don't have to click on it, I have it there. But if you did enjoy this video, please subscribe, and I'll keep making great content like this. So I'll see you in the next one.